Hi, everyone. So today we're going to talk about how to use Kahoots. Kahoots is a free online platform that you can use to make your lessons more engaging, both online and offline. So let's get started. So I'm just going to play a game with you here just to show you what it feels like. So you basically click on the link and you choose how to play it. You can assign it as homework for your students if you want. It's actually a more interesting way to do homework. Or you can just teach it. So we're going to play it together as a live game. You can even do it one-to-one, actually, to be honest. It can work if you have private students, but you can also play it as a game, as a competition. So this is what happens when you click play. And there's a choice between player versus player, which means everyone has their own device, right? This is what we're doing in an online environment. Or you can do team versus team, which is shared devices. So this works best in a classroom. Maybe, if not every student has a phone, or if it's forbidden for them to bring their phones into class. Some schools do this, I know. They take their phones away. You can make an exception and maybe bring in one phone for every 3 students, for example, and then play the shared devices. But they all have to be physically in front of the same device for team mode to work. So we won't use this if we're teaching online. So classic is what we would do here. And what you need to do right now is go to this website right here, kahoot.it. So I'm going to do it on my phone as well. If you can do it on your laptop, just a different device is easier because then you can see my screen and yours as well. So please join. I'm going to join mine. And you should see a website like this, Game Pin. There's also lobby music, which isn't necessary. There's music playing in my headphones right now. If you have speakers on, you can just turn it off. That's just to kind of engage people. So you see a website like this, which says Kahoot, Game Pin. You enter in the pin 6512041, and it will connect. There's an option to download an app. It's not really necessary. And then you put in a nickname. There's me, you can see. I've joined, and it tells me that I'm in. So another thing you can do is you can prevent people from joining if you want to limit how many people join your game. Usually in a classroom, you wouldn't use this. This is maybe if you're doing something for like a presentation with an auditorium or a large group of people. And if you want to limit your participants to 20 participants or something, you can lock the game so that people can't join in. Yeah, so let's just start here. And so on your phone, you should see no need to answer. It says look up, right? And look up means look at the screen that I'm sharing here. So this is a nice discussion task for pre-intermediates. What can you see? So for example, with your students, you could say, okay, everyone, what can you see? There is a dentist, right? There are some police officers. If you have just practiced, there are, this is a good review, right? There's a post office, there's a dog, right? Or you could also say, I can see a firefighter, I can see a fire engine, right? Just a little context, right? Pre-task to activate their schemata and get them interested in it. So you chat about this for as long as you want, and then you move on to the next slide. And still on our phones, we say, look up, right? Which means we're not doing anything yet. We're just reading. So take a moment to read the text, just silently. Pretty simple text, right? In the classroom, maybe you'll give them some more time, but because you're teachers, I'll just move on here. And then there's the quiz. So look at your phone. You should see a question. You'll see some signs. You got to choose the right answer. The class had to find out about. Yeah, all 3 of us have answered correct. Oh, good. We're smart. And you'll see some points as well. The faster you answer, the more points you get. So looks like I was the fastest. Let's try it again. Next question. Today the class didn't have to. Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I got it wrong. That's a pity. Yeah, so then it doesn't tell you who got which one wrong, but obviously you can tell because I didn't get as many points, and Elena's now taken the lead. So this is an interesting quiz that Cambridge have designed. There's a series of them, and you could do something similar as well to make your textbooks more engaging, even with advanced level material. So instead of just reading textbook exercises, you can put them on the screen here, and they add some nice images, and then they read through it section by section. Then you quiz it little by little so that they alternate between the questions and the text. So again, I have the cards here and I have to guess. Oh, geez, I'm not paying attention. I'm doing pretty poorly here today. So now Samar has taken the lead, right? And I got it right this time. Now I've actually got it. It's actually, the nice thing about it is that you have shapes. So for young learners, it's easy to match and they can do it quite easily. So let's just finish the game since we're almost done here. So then here we finished it, right? And there's the scores. Looks like I'm not very smart. Oh well, better luck next time. And the champion. So you get more, you see, both of you were very close. It's about the speed that you answer, but it's just, for fun anyway. The difference in a few hundred points is just milliseconds, actually. So yeah, and then there's the option to review difficult questions. It's a premium feature. And then you can also look at reports. It's up to you if you want to share your screen with the reports or not, right? Because it could be, competitive information about who's better than who, because the points are just kind of, holistic scores, right? But then within the reports, you can see, as you can see, I got only 63% right here. And I can see exactly which ones were answered by which students. So it's a good way to check, if you've got a large group of students, it's a good way to check who's understanding, who's following along, and who's keeping up without singling them out or making them speak in front of the class. It's a good way to do it without putting them on the spot or embarrassing them, because it's anonymous who gets which answer correctly and who answers each question correctly. So that's how you do it. But then let me show you how you create it. So back to the main page here. You go up to here and you create. These are some templates, like Getting to Know You is a game you can play on the first day. We usually do this in CELTA. But then you could create, for example, I don't know, like what is the past of pass, for example, right? And you can put an image here and you can choose the time limit, right? How long. You can make it a short question, depending on the level, right? You can make it double the points, or you can make it like the reading text, not worth any points, just a reading one. Type of question, if it's just only in the free version, you can only use single select. Multi-select, where you can choose 2 or 3 answers, you have to upgrade for that. And then, you just write pass, past, or whatever, right, for example. And that's it, right? But then you can make it much more interesting by putting images. They have a library here that you can search that are all free images. So maybe you can see if there's something related to pass. These are not free ones. These are the premium ones. So it doesn't look like they have anything here. But if you find something somewhat related, maybe, I don't know, baseball? Not really, not the best one. But you can add an image, or you can just upload an image. You can go on Google Images and just search pass right? You just search pass in the images, and then you can, for example, like pass a paper, for example, like to hand someone like this, right? You can just copy this, download this to your computer, and then upload it into here from the images right there. Or video from YouTube as well. If you want to do like a listening exercise, you can use a YouTube video, just like Cambridge put the text with the images, and then you can add more questions. And then you just continue adding questions. For the free version, you only have the option of quiz, which is the one we just did now, and true or false. You cannot do open-ended puzzle or these ones. If you want to do a poll, then you should use Mentimeter. Mentimeter we discussed on the online lessons engaging one. And that's a very useful one just for collecting opinions. But this is more for quizzing and testing information, true or false as well. So it's very simple. You can also access other people's questions. So maybe like past tenses. Let's see if there's anything here. Yeah, this is more not for learners, right? This might be possible, yeah. How many past tenses are there? This one here, how are past progressive verb tenses formed? Past progressive verb tenses, maybe for higher levels, but with narrative tenses, we cannot. Right? So you see that there are already some questions that you can access and borrow from other people, because people have created lots and lots. There's many, many questions available, and everything is public. So you can just use it and change it if you want. So let's say this one, for example, right? You don't like this picture, you can remove it. You can add a different image, say like avocados, for example, and you can change the question here any way you like. So it's actually quite easy to make your own Kahoot. You want to do a review exercise, you can just copy it from their review unit and then adapt it to make it more interactive. And this is gamification. This is a new trend in learning. And especially with younger learners, they can't focus on something for more than 15 minutes at a time. This is really useful. But also with adults, because you can use professional content to review language that, like, for example, negotiations, language used for negotiations, some phrases. Instead of just doing drilling and repetition and gap fill exercises, put it in a game here, kind of like memorize, and get them to play it as well. So there's many different ways to use it. It's up to you how you think it's the best.